Hi guys! I have been really excited about fall and Halloween, so I found a lot of awesome Halloween patterns that I want to try out. So in my last video, I talked about all the patterns that I have tried and I love, and then in this video, I'm going to talk about all the new ones that I found that I want to try, but I haven't yet. A few of them I think I have tried, but most of these are just ones that I recently found that I want to try. So I have a lot of free patterns and a lot of paid patterns in here. Some of them are on Ribblr, some are on Instagram, and some are on PDF. So I kind of split it up where I'm going to do all the ones that are free on Instagram first, and then all the ones that are on PDF, and then there's a few that are on blogs that are free, and then the ones that are on Etsy. So I'll let you know if they're free or not, and I'm going to have all of these patterns linked in the description as usual so that you guys can find them super easily. So I'm going to start with the patterns that I found on Instagram. So there's a lot of free patterns on Instagram, and I've been seeing a lot of Halloween ones coming out recently. So the first one that I saw was a Hello Kitty skeleton, and this one's really cute. It's like the skeleton body, and it's Hello Kitty, of course, and I thought this one was really cute. It would be great for Hello Kitty fans, and it is a free pattern. And then the next one that I saw was a devil bear, and this is a free one on Instagram as well. And I believe this pattern was around last year and I saw it and I wanted to make it, but I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I just think it's super cute. And then another free one that I found on Instagram is this ghost, and most of the ghost patterns I've seen are kind of smaller. This one is a big one, and I like how the base of it is. I don't really know how to explain it. It's kind of like a wavy edges to it, so I think it looks really cool and I would like to try this one out. And then the next one that I found on Instagram is one that I actually did make. So this is a Leggy pumpkin, and this one is so cool. It's got the long arms and legs on it. I didn't time exactly how long this one took me to make, but I think it was around 2 hours probably. And then the next idea I had was a caramel apple. So I actually saw a couple of patterns for this. I saw a free one on Instagram as well as one on Ribblr. I believe that the one on Ribblr is free as well, but I'm not sure. I'll check and I'll put it up on the screen if it's not. Now I'm going to talk about some of the patterns that I found on Ribblr. So if you don't have Ribblr, it is an app or a website that you can use to get patterns. They have free patterns and paid patterns. And what I really like about it is that you can check off each row as you go, so you don't forget where you were in the pattern. So I actually prefer my patterns on Ribblr over a PDF. Okay, so the first one on Ribblr is a Plaid Pumpkin. So most of the items I've shown are made with plush yarn, but this is made with smaller yarn like acrylic yarn. And I think this one's really cool. I would like to make this in the future. I don't think I'm going to have time this fall, but maybe next year. And the next one is one that I have actually made a couple times before. I didn't make one this year, but I made it I think the past 2 years, and it is a pumpkin snail, and it's really cute. So you make the base of the snail and then you make the pumpkin and then you sew it on there, and I really like that one. And then I saw a few different patterns for this, and this is a pumpkin frog. So there's one, I think it's called Flippy the Frog, and there's a pumpkin version to it. And then I've seen one where I think it's on Instagram as well as Ribblr, and it's like a super round pumpkin with like tiny little arms and legs for the frog. And so I think I've seen 2 or 3 different patterns. I'll put all of them in the description that I can find, but I think that that would be really fun to make. And then I saw this pattern on Ribblr, and I couldn't believe it was free actually, because it looks so awesome and it looks kind of complicated. So if you have seen The Addams Family or Wednesday, you know the hand that's in it. So there's a pattern for that, and I thought that would be really cool to make for fall. I'm thinking it might be a little more difficult to make than some of the other items, but I think it would be awesome. The next thing, I think I found a pattern for it on Ribblr, but actually before I found that pattern, I had just seen someone make it on Instagram, and then I decided to make it. and so it is a Beetlejuice Bee. Since the Beetlejuice movie is coming out, I think that Beetlejuice items would be really popular. So this one was pretty easy. I just took my favorite bee pattern that I already have and I just changed the colors to make it into Beetlejuice colors. And then around the eyes, I think that some people use chalk around the eyes to get the color, or you can embroider yarn to get the color. But what I did is I just got a purple Sharpie and I just colored the white yarn, and I like how it turned out. And then I actually found 2 more Hello Kitty Halloween patterns on Ribblr. The first one is a Frankenstein Hello Kitty, and the second one is a pumpkin Hello Kitty. So I think both of these are cute, and I was surprised that they were both free patterns. The next idea I had was a potion bottle. I think that would be fun for Halloween. And I've seen a couple different potion patterns. One is like a spooky one with a skull on it, and that one would be perfect. But if you have another potion pattern, you could use like a love potion pattern and just like not put the heart on it, and then it would be for Halloween. And then the next one I found on Ribblr was a pumpkin ghost, and I think this one is really cool. And then we'll go ahead and get into a few patterns that I found on blogs. So these I believe are free patterns that are on blogs. So the first one is a Grim Reaper, and I think this one is really cool, kind of spooky, and I would like to make it, but I don't think I have time this year because it is a little bit of a bigger item, so maybe I will make it next year. And then this next one is one of my very favorites. I've seen multiple pattern designers making something similar. Most of them were paid patterns, and I think I found 1 or 2 that were free, and it is a ghost walking a ghost dog. And I am an animal lover. I love dogs, and so when I saw that I was like, oh my goodness, I need to make this. So that is something that has been on my list, but I ran out of white yarn, so I haven't made it yet. I just went to Joann's today and got some more white yarn, so we'll see if I have time. I might be able to make this one. And then the next thing is not a plushie, but it is a coaster, and it's an eyeball coaster. And I thought these would be fun, like if you're having a party and everybody could have their drinks on a little eyeball coaster. I thought that would be cool. Next, I'll get into the paid patterns, which are on Etsy. Now, some of these items I have found free versions as well that are similar. So I'll let you know on which ones I have the free version as well as paid. So the first one is a skull snail, and this is definitely a bigger project, maybe one of the biggest projects I have in this video, but I think it is really, really awesome, and this is something that I would definitely love to make. I don't think it would be market friendly just because of how long it looks like it would probably take, but this would be a project that I would probably make to keep for myself someday, but I don't see myself making it soon, definitely not this year. And then the next item is something that I actually saw last year when the pattern came out, and I really wanted it, but I never got around to getting the pattern or making it. So this one is called the Cheeky Pumpkin, and he is just so cute, and it's really, really funny because he has like a butt, and I don't know why, it's just so cute and it's so funny. So I wanted to make this one. I don't think I'm gonna get around to it this year, but maybe next year I will. And then this next thing, I actually found it on Pinterest, but it is a link to an Etsy pattern, and it is a Candycorn headband. And I thought this was really cute. You don't necessarily have to buy this specific pattern. If you already have a headband pattern, you can just alter it to use the different colors. But this one is really cute, and I thought that was a good idea. You could do Candycorn colors in headbands or hats. And then I found this pattern for a skull tote bag, and this is really cool. I don't make bags very often, but I thought that this one was awesome, so I added it to my wish list. I don't think I'm gonna make it this year, but maybe one of you guys will want to make it. And then the next one is a new pattern that I think has gone fairly viral. I've seen a lot of my favorite content creators making it, and it is Jack, and he is a pumpkin guy. He is so cute. He's a very, very large plushie. and I really want to make this one, but I don't think I'm gonna have time before the rest of my fall markets, so it might be on my list for next year. And then I saw a few patterns for a pumpkin cat. There's 2 different ones on Etsy that are paid, but I think I will show all of them to you because there's a lot of different cat pumpkins that you could make, and I think they're all really cute. And then the next thing is a pumpkin bear, and I've been really wanting to make this, and it was one of the first items I wanted to make this fall, and I haven't gotten around to it, so I'm not sure that I will this year. But I found a free pattern for it on Instagram as well as a paid pattern for one on Etsy, so I will link both of those. And I've also been wanting to make a cauldron, but I wasn't sure how well they would sell at markets, if people would really know what it was. And the other reason is because my tablecloths are black, and if I make a black cauldron, it won't show up very well. So I haven't made one, but I have seen quite a few patterns for little ones that are free, as well as Little Baby Rory Crafts has a pattern for a small and a large one. And then my favorite one is this one that I found on Etsy, and it is just adorable. I really love this one, and this is the one that I do want to make, but again, probably not going to make it this year, mostly just because the black won't show up on my tablecloths. And then the last pattern that I'm going to talk about today is Knotty the Skeleton. This one I saw last year whenever it came out, and I think it is really cool. I really want to make this one. I was thinking about making it this year, but instead I decided to make little skeletons because I think that those will sell better for me than a large one. So I haven't made the big one, but it is a paid pattern and I have it on my wish list on Etsy, so maybe someday I will make it. So that is the last pattern. Let me know in the comments if you have used any of these patterns or if you decide to use them, and I would love to see what you make with them. And let me know your favorite fall or Halloween patterns as well, because I would love to check them out. And if you haven't seen my first video about all the fall and Halloween plushies that I do recommend that I have tried, then go check that one out next. And if you want to see how my fall markets go, then make sure you're subscribed so that you'll see all of my new market vlog videos. Thanks for watching.